Let's get ready to rock and roll. You know what time it is. We are live. We are back in action, attacking your speakers from the field to the bleachers. This is the Power 32 podcast, baby. I am Jason Fearman, a.k.a. Smart Guy, a.k.a. Sports Prophet, along with my smart-ass co-host, Kenny Culp. Kenny, we have a great show today with some great guests that are going to be joining us momentarily. Just happened to find out we got a little technical difficulty with Pat Williams, and Kevin Williams will be joining us. Just got to send Pat an email to make sure he gets through. Everything's going to be good. Have a great show. We're going to break down Minnesota versus San Francisco with them later, but we got all the games to go through. So let's have a freaking great time tonight, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. So let me get this email thing going on over here and make sure I can get these boys in. Because, hey, they're a big part of the show today. I mean, look, these guys are coming on because we are talking 49ers versus Minnesota, among many other things. But we definitely want to break that game down with these guys for sure. So we got that going on. We got a lot more. We're going to talk about all the week 2 games coming up, especially tonight. Kenny, we got a big one, Miami versus the Buffalo Bills. We're going to break that game down for sure. But even in week 2, this is a big game.
Yeah, I agree. They have some injuries in Miami. Or some possible disabled players, perhaps slightly disabled. Devon A-Chain. They got Mostert, who's sometimes a problem.
Yeah, no Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, but they got Jeff Wilson Jr., another ex-Niner over there with Mike McDaniels, and they have Jalen Wright, who 4.3 he ran, I think. He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty strong, and he's an option. So I know he wants a chance to play.
Well, I know that Tua wants a real bad chance to play because this man has been struggling against Buffalo Bills. He is 1-6 in their last 7 starts, and Josh Allen on Thursday Night Football alone is 6-0, bro. So, I mean, he in prime time alone is something else. But Thursday night, 6-0. I mean, come on, man. This guy's the real deal.
Impressive. Pretty impressive so far, right?
Yeah, I'd be careful.
I like to say.
I'd be careful. Point. You know, I mean, to this point. And again, like I said, we're going to have Kevin and Pat Williams are going to be coming on. You guys remember them from the 90s, from Minnesota Vikings, and amongst other teams, but most well known for the Minnesota Vikings, of course. So can't wait to have them on. We're going to chop it up with them. We got a lot to talk about. And listen, last week we have, we do. Every week we do our Eliminator Challenge. All right, we're going to start that up. We wanted week 1 games to pass by a little bit, but week 2 is coming up. And last week, week 1, usually you don't start off so well. You see a lot of, 8-8s, maybe 7-9s, but Kenny and I did pretty good. 11-5, bro. Not bad to start out.
I mean, I think we could do better, but that's pretty damn good.
That's not bad. Look, 11-5 in a season is pretty good, even though it doesn't happen anymore. Now it would be 11-6 or 12-5. I mean, that's the way that it goes. The freaking NFL is so damn weird. But anyway, great games going on all around. And again, 49ers, Minnesota is a big one. Sam Darnold looking pretty damn good in his first start with Minnesota. How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. Maybe he got that.
The Giants?
maybe that and the confidence that he beat out Trey Lance, which was worth 3 first-round picks.
Goodness.
If you could beat out a first rounder who was worth 3 first rounders, you must be good, right?
Yeah, because Trey Lance is all that, man. I mean, watch out for him. Oh my God.
He just needs a few more reps, guys. Relax. Trey Lance.
A few more, take it easy. Well, should we relax with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets losing to our 49ers on Monday night? I mean, look, they look good for about 1 drive. I had my friend in New York call me, all right? And right after that drive, like as if the Jets were going to blow out the Niners, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro. I can't believe this guy's calling me right now. What the freaking balls on this dude. But the Niners come back, they win in dominating fashion without Christian McCaffrey and without really the wide receivers having that big of a day. I mean, Debo had a pretty big day, but a lot of that came out of the backfield, right?
Brandon Ayuk was missing. And, he should be. He's been out of camp. He's a little slow. He's a little rusty. He's not there yet. I'm going to spray him down with some Pam. Maybe he'll be ready. Juice was out there catching passes. That was one of our best wide receivers. And
he was wide open on that other one down the right sideline. I'm like, oh, God, Purdy, come on.
Whoever's playing us and isn't taking that into account, that Juice will pop out of anywhere and be 40 yards down the field. What is it, a wheel route for a fullback?
Yeah. I mean, come on now, right? That's why that guy's amazing.
He's always great.
What's up to David McNiner? What a great freaking name right there. Is that the best? What?
That's my dude, David McNiner.
David McNiner. I love that.
Great name.
My dog's name is Money, but about a week ago, I'm like, I want to change his name to Niner. I've had him for about 8 or 9 months, and I want to change his name to Niner, but I don't know if I could do it. Maybe it'll be his nickname or some shit like that.
You'll have to give him a treat every time to get him used to it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You're Niner now. You understand?
Yeah, you're Niner now. Answer to Niner, boy. Listen to me.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up, David.
That's awesome, man. We love it. And come in with your comments. Everything that we're going to talk about, bring it on, man. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to get through. Again, we're waiting for Pat and Kevin to get here. So before that, did the Jets blow their chances already at a playoff spot, a wild card, even the division? I mean, I know Buffalo looked good. Miami won their first game also. New England even won their first game against Cincinnati. Jeez, talk about that a little bit. What the hell was that about? I mean,
well, I'm going to chalk that up to New England. You know, in the beginning of the year, and this always happens, and it's a generalization, but it happens a lot where bad teams win early. You know, they win early, but then they go back to who they are,
right? And
everything evens out at the end. I'm going to chalk that up to that on the New England game because the Bengals, that was absolutely you can't do that. You're trying to compete with Pat.
Yeah, Cincinnati does get off to bad starts. We know that. They get off to slow starts, but this seems like a little bit different right now. Like, I'm not sure if they got the mix in there. They need T. Higgins.
Oh, yeah.
They're really missing Joe Mixon. I mean,
man, that looks so bad now.
Oh,
looks so bad now.
That does. No more Jesse Bates over there. You know, he's been gone for a couple of years now in Atlanta. Speaking of Atlanta, oh, my God. What the hell? Oh, Kirk Cousins. Here comes the savior of the world. Super freaking duper, man. Are you kidding me?
What a disappointment they were as well. I had high hopes for them. I put them up here. Okay, I put them up here. Man.
Don't tell me you're one of those you drafting Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
No, not that far.
All right,
not that far.
Okay.
But I expected more from that crew. That's for damn sure. And they came out there and absolutely pooped the bed.
Flat.
You can't even save the mattress. You gotta throw it out.
Gone, out. Get a new one. Get a sleep number. Take a nap.
Yeah.
Jeez. I know Pittsburgh's defense is legit, and they are every single year. But they couldn't even get in the freaking end zone. Justin Fields, I mean, a couple of good passes to George Pickens down the sideline, and other than him running the ball a few times, where's that offense? So if he doesn't show up this week, let's say Justin Fields has a crappy week. You know, he goes 15 for 31 for 132 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Does Russell Wilson come in? I
think they're waiting for Russell to come back immediately. Yeah. And I said in the first show we ever did, this is like in the summer, I really thought if Justin Fields touches that ball, they have no chance. And I wasn't too far off because they couldn't score. They had to kick field goals every time, almost like I think they also kicked 6 field goals like we did last week.
Yeah, that's right. We kicked a bunch of field goals. Yeah. We also got in the end zone, too, thanks to Jordan Mason and company. David chiming in over here. I think the Jets will make a playoff push after Karen Rodgers gets comfortable.
Getting back to that, I think that the Bills, they struggled a little bit with the Cardinals, so that doesn't look good. I think they just beat that team because it's the Cardinals, and they're just starting out. They're going to get better. It was
a bad first half, right? And then obviously they turned the switch on in the second half because it was a completely different ball game. I mean, Kyler Murray could not finish the second half at all. He was a completely different quarterback.
A little halftime adjustments, I think, for the Bills, and they figured it out and they eked it out.
Yeah, they ended up it was a high-scoring game, 34-27 or something like that. And look, Arizona even had a shot to get in there at the win the game at the end. You know, so. Yeah. Oh, geez.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't throw it out the Jets. I wouldn't throw the Jets out with the bathwater just yet. But it's the Jets. You're from the Northeast like me, and you know they're just they always find a way to not make it work out, even though no matter how many people they bring over there or what coach, Bill Parcells or whoever it is, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, so much for that stellar defense giving up 32 points. My God. Kenny, let's welcome to the stage Mr. Pat Williams in the house, baby. What's up, Pat?
Hey, excellent. Man, I forgot about the time. I say I don't lose all time or your time.
Great having you, man.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Great.
Anytime's a good time, Pat. It's great to see you.
I think Kevin probably think it's another time too, so I just text Kevin.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, we're trying to get the big Williams men on back. Oh, geez, you guys. Got questions for you guys. Want to talk a lot of football with you, but yeah, it'd be great to have you both on. Pat, you have graced us with your presence in the past before, man, and it's been awesome. You've been nothing but great every time you've been on, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an honor.
Because mine, went to my spam, so I told Kevin for looking at spam.
Oh, all right. Oh, see, I got to watch out. If I'm getting spam emails going on, I got to be careful about that. Can't happen.
Yeah, things go into the junk folder, right?
Right. No
Yeah.
way.
So I told him. So
Hey,
he's
but
going.
Well, listen, before you guys came on, I was trying to do a little research, brush up. All right, and I'm like, let me get a note card out, and I'll use one side for each of these guys. Nah, the note card wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys are incredible. I learned so much, and one note card, half for each of you, wasn't gonna cut it, man. So I needed more time. There was so much to learn about you guys. I learned so much about you, and I respect where you came from and how you did it and what you accomplished after all of that is incredible. You got some pretty cool awards from other awards, not like NFL awards, but
yeah,
the all Joe Award I heard about you
yeah, yeah,
getting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I did all of it.
Underappreciated,
Yes, sir.
stellar player that just doesn't get the credit that he's due. Things like that, and an Ed Beck Award or something like that, given by
Yeah,
your
yeah,
own players, where
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
and I don't know if this is for you. It's for me. It's a big deal. I really like undrafted free agents, and people may not know that you are. And what you did from that is incredible. I always give extra credit for people like that. You are a legend, my friend.
It's all hard work, man.
Yeah,
I
honor to
appreciate
be
it.
here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
no
Yeah,
doubt, no doubt. And hey, he's got the hard way to back it up too. I mean, NFL All Pro, 3-time Pro Bowl defensive
yeah. Oh,
lineman.
there are plenty of absolutely.
He's the man. He's the man.
Yeah,
Everybody, look, especially if you're my age, and maybe I'm dating myself a little bit over here, Pat. So you're gonna have to forgive me. 44 years old, going on 45, but you remember the Williams brothers. Now, of course, you guys aren't brothers by blood, but definitely by
no,
everything else related. I mean, you guys were
right.
unbelievable. Pictures of you all over the place, and just the domination, the way that you guys were able to stuff up that run and control the middle of the line. I mean, I know it's difficult going up against NFL players every single day, but who were the teams or who were the guys that kind of got in your way a little bit, that kind of pissed you and Kevin off a little bit?
I don't know, man. I was love playing against the Detroit Lions, man. The Detroit Lions, like you think they don't get off the ball hard, but them boys is trying to move us so bad. Like Detroit
Yeah.
Lions, but I
That was
hate
a
playing against them.
big offensive line.
Yeah, and they said they stunt the ball hard. They trying to move me and Kevin so bad. They want to block us so bad.
Did you get to play against Barry Sanders? How did you fare?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever grab him just by one hand, a little clothesline him or nothing, or he's too
No.
slippery?
I was just
No.
amazed on the sideline watching him during the game. Like, just be moving because he moved backwards and still moving fast.
Yeah, man. That guy glides forward. If there's a
Yeah.
way to do that, he's always moving forward. Very
Some
good.
players just got that, Pat. Like I look at some guys now in the NFL, and I'm amazed by the way that Tyreek Hill, his stature. You don't think that a 5'10" dude. I mean, he's built, he's jacked. Don't get
I
me
think
wrong.
he's 5'8".
5. I mean, whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, unbelievable. You can't even see him in the huddle. But the things that this guy does, and some other players out there, are just absolutely amazing. I look at a guy like last week, J.K. Dobbins, who has got all the talent in the world, right?
Yeah.
But keeps getting injured. And I feel so bad for these players who keep getting injured. But what he did with the Chargers last week on even a limited amount of carries, does that carry over to the next game and the rest of the season, you think?
Yeah. It's like stuff just happens. Like the guys these days, they practice different than we practiced back in the day. So that's why these guys get hurt more now because back then we practice like game time, like practice. Like we was hitting in training camp 24/7, and then these guys starting the season and they body just they start hitting and they shell shock. Because they ain't doing all that they bang like we was in practice.
They're not playing enough is the problem.
No, they ain't playing enough.
Yeah.
And to feed off that, people don't realize that, the NFL and the way that it was, especially when you were playing, which is really not that long ago, things have changed so quickly, is that it really was a 365, 24/7 job. People think, oh my God, they're football players. They get paid millions of dollars to go play a game. No, man, you guys are grinding every day, 2-a-days. In the off season, you got to stay in shape. I mean, you maybe get like 2 weeks off out of the entire year to maybe go eat some burgers and shit like that. That's it.
Yeah, and truly relax.
Yeah, that's how I do it at the end of the year. Like I was always at the end of the year, season over with, and I go on family vacation, and then I tell my wife, hey, I got to start right back. So I start right back at training. So I go get my family time in, then I start right back training.
Amazing, Kenny.
And it's just hard, man. I be talking to all the players now that they're playing now. I say y'all don't get it. I say every situation was live in practice and training camp. So I say y'all will not make it. I say short yardage we was live. 32 we was live. Goal line we were doing 10 plays live in training camp. Everything was live.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there, but I watched a show. I used to watch a show called First and 10. It was on HBO. It was about football.
Yeah.
And these guys, they came in day one of training camp, and the offense and defense were trying to kill each other. They were seriously competing day one of training camp. And I feel like today it's blue jerseys and and water being sprayed in their mouths, and they got fans with mist on them, and they're in like massages at halftime. And it's like I always think of baseball, where like in the 20s and the 30s, these guys used to pitch 5 nights a week, and now a player needs 7 days rest to pitch. It's just I don't know how we get to this, and I guess you pointed it out, man. It's by not having enough activity.
Because guys ask me, you go live against 8 and 6. I say, yeah. I say we cuss them out too, because we say if you're playing against us, you have no damn yards.
Yeah.
And then Coach Terry used to get mad. Let's switch it up. Ones against twos, because we were pounding. Like we were playing against Burt, Steve Hudson. I like all pro guys, Hall of Fame guys. Like we up there biting, going in.
Well, I'm with you, but I'm not a player, so I don't want to be like, hey, play more. I want to, because there used to always be more preseason games. Wasn't there more preseason games at one point? I think we played 3, maybe 4 now, right? Because they leave that 4th game as like an option now.
It's at 3 now, but I played 5 twice when I was in the NFL. They were playing that because we were having that game in Canada every year when I played for the Bills. Okay. So we playing that extra game in Canada like every year. So I was playing 5 preseason games when I was in Buffalo.
Wow. Yeah. What, you had a nickname in Buffalo, didn't you? The Nordic Bison?
Oh, somehow they I was so crazy. I love Buffalo though.
Hey, speaking of the nicknames, I know you guys were referred to as the Williams Wall a lot, but you guys you weren't feeling that name, and you had a competition to get it changed. Is that true?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but I still love the Williams Wall though. Williams
yeah.
Wall,
because you had a contest and somebody came up with the Williams Wrecking Crew, and you guys were liking that more. Yeah,
it was like okay.
It's all right. I mean, I like them both, but most people don't even know you guys are not real brothers.
No, everybody think we brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, so he should be on in a minute because it's been storming.
That's the way it is.
We get bad weather down here. We get bad weather.
Yeah, well, brothers don't mean you have to be born from the same parents, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, man, you tell them. Definitely not. I want to ask you, in all the time that we talked before, Pat, I never asked you, what was the difference between Mike Tyson, Brad Childress, the guys that you played for? Were there different styles? Who did you prefer? What style and more success, things like that between those two coaches?
I'm like all of us different. Like Coach Tyson took care of me. Like he know what I did on Sunday, so he always come in there and say, "All right, you off today." He always give me days off, but I ain't like being off. But that was just different. Like Tyson talked to you. He was a player coach, and Cheers wasn't know too much a player coach. Like he didn't really know how to talk to the players like Coach Tyson did.
So that's a real thing. I've heard of that. You have player coaches, and then you have coaches who are like, work, do what I tell you, do what I say, and nothing else. And obviously, do you prefer the player coach then, or you like the boss?
I like that. I'm saying player coach.
Yeah.
I like Coach Greg Williams. I had Coach Greg Williams. I had Wade Phillips.
Wow, yeah.
And so I had Mike Lee. So, you know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of old school coaches, but I like the Greg Williams too, though.
Yeah, now wait.
Yeah.
Wade Phillips, now great defensive coordinator, great defensive coach, but what about as a head coach? Was there a difference that you can tell there? Because a lot of people would make that, alliteration between, Wade Phillips, great as long as he's controlling the defense, but maybe not so much control of the team.
It was kind of different, like when he went from like when he changed from a D coordinator to a head coach. It was kind of different because he was more like he figured he was head coach, so he had to do too much of talking like he did when he was D coordinator. So it was a different.
Man, I bet you most people don't even know that you guys held for 3 years straight at 2003, 2004, for 4 years maybe, 2003 to 2006?
Yeah.
And you held teams under 1,100 yards a year? I mean, what?
Man, we
and 8 touchdowns on the ground or something like that? The things I was reading was incredible. That D was amazing. And And who was your biggest like? Why? Who stopped you guys from getting to the Super Bowl every year? What was it? Was it one team? Was it a combination of people?
Yeah, like even though stuff like I think our Super Bowl year was when we lost against the Saints. I think we would have went that year with a won. We had the game won. It's just a common sense. We got the first down, line up, run Adrian Peterson, timeout, field goal, we out of there. But they want to keep trying to run, call timeout, got 12 men on the field, got a penalty, Brad Favre threw an interception. Everything just went wrong. It was simple.
Man, and that's just it. That's just it, right? You can't control these things. Yeah. No, how much you try, it's hard to control any situation, even as much as you prepare.
I remember that game like it was yesterday, Pat. I mean, I swear, unbelievable the way that things turn out. And really, when they say it's a game of inches and the ball bounces this way or that way, it really does come down to that sometimes. And one little penalty can change everything.
And then my mind said things sometimes now.
Amazing how that works.
All a damn setup because they just had Hurricane Katrina, so I say, well, they was just doing it for New Orleans. So New Orleans had to win. So I just think this is all set up too.
Yeah.
I said they had to make them win for the city for the bounce back.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, they had it going up.
Because ever since then, they ain't did nothing. Since then, they ain't did nothing down there.
Man, wow, what a time. Unbelievable. Well, hey, so listen, there's a big game on tonight. I mean, are you going to be watching this one, Pat? We got Miami and Buffalo down in pouring Dolphins over here. It's just drenching.
Ain't no going for the Bills. I'm still a Bills fan now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yes, and this is a good one tonight. Me and Kenny were talking a little bit, and Tua has had problems with Buffalo, like big problems against your former team. Josh Allen has been great in Thursday night games. I think he's 6-0. Tua's 1-6 in the last 7 games against Josh Allen. It's raining tonight, but I feel like Buffalo lost a lot on the defensive side. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer and Tre'Davious White. That's your entire secondary right there. Miami actually picked up a couple of them guys. They seemed to bulk up on defense, and they played well in the second half against Jacksonville, same way that Buffalo did against Arizona. But which one of those teams are we going to see tonight? What are you thinking? Is going to be a more James Cook game, a more Josh Allen game? What's Miami going to do in the rain? What's your outlook tonight?
I'm like hoping, Cook run the ball pretty good tonight, and then the first round pick has some catches tonight. So hopefully he get going.
You think they get Kincaid involved today, the tight end?
See, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Both tight ends. But both tight ends, you get Dawson Knox, you get Kincaid. Now, like you mentioned, Keon Coleman, they got Khalil Shakir. Yep.
Curtis Samuel.
James Cook, I love. I love James Cook. You got to give him the ball at least 20 times, whether it's on the ground. You got to give this guy the ball because he's going to make something happen for you. And you can't have Josh Allen. Look, I know he ran for 2 touchdowns last week. He's in nature, but you can't keep doing this with the guy.
Yeah, I know. Because he got the wrong lick. Because if he was running back then, we were playing, Johnson be gone.
Yeah, James is like, don't vulture my touchdowns. I need those rushing touchdowns.
If Johnson run like that, when he was playing against us, somebody like us. Oh, Johnson been gone.
He'd be helicoptered at the goal line.
Oh my goodness!
He don't make it down the field. Johnson be gone now.
Yeah, man. There's no DTs like there's no no's today like you like. Come on, nobody was out there like you guys like today. I don't see it. I
played with a whole nother.
Vince Wilfork, maybe you think is the only dude.
Yeah.
Come out with the overalls.
The last good one we have is Aaron Donald, and now he's gone.
AG,
yeah. But I played with a whole man. You got a whole different attitude like that. I just ain't on Sundays. I just ain't care about nobody. And then I hope they think the same way about me. If you ain't thinking about me, you need to move.
And you did it right off the bat, my man, because I think AJ Feely in the Miami game, and you just took that ball to the sky and ran it in pick 6.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lineman, like that's pretty incredible. You know who did that? Javon Kinlaw did that in one of his first games when we signed him. He got it. Yeah, and he dove in. I'm like, don't dive in like that. You're gonna hurt yourself. He did like a front flip in there. He was so excited.
Hey, but I saw the interception coming though because they ran that play, and then he threw that ball short one time. I say, if he throw that ball short again, I said, I'm picking this goddamn ball off. The same play came. I said, here you go. It's back the same play.
Yeah.
And I picked
it's intuition. Intuition, baby.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Hey, and listen, doing that in a real game is a great feeling. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I
See,
told
it's even better, like when you do your homework. It's like, if you do that again, this ball is mine. I'm taking it home, and that's 6, baby. That's it.
That's that muscle memory. That's why you practice every day. That's why you do that. That's why you do that. Yeah.
And what's wrong with a lot of guys, like football easy if you study, man. That's what I learned from Bruce Smith. I learned from veteran guys like Bryce Pop, Ted Watson taught me how to study like that and stuff. And everything you start seeing everything slow and start seeing everything different. So I learned from them guys, and I say, man, them guys, everything was right what they taught me, and I just took everything they taught me, and the game was easy to me.
Yeah, you think today the kids are a little combative, a little. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to know the old school stuff. I got my own style. Are they like that?
It's all about money and party. They paying these fucking kids ridiculous in all season. Everybody getting in fucking trouble. They want to go home and party.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Kind of cars they got. They getting in trouble. Not the kids about this money and party.
You're right. It's so different. I mean, I usually, and I hate to like single people out, but just the fact that Jamar Chase wanted one more penny than Justin Jefferson. Like, how petty is that, man? I don't want to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
But like I'm getting to the point, Jefferson, you ain't got Jefferson's stats. Same as CeeDee Lamb. Y'all put stats together. You ain't playing like Jefferson. Jefferson's better than CeeDee Lamb. Jefferson's better than Chase.
And you know
and maybe Chase can, but he hasn't yet. And that might be partly Burrow's fault, but he hasn't done it yet.
Exactly. So I say, y'all gotta look at put the stats up. But
exactly.
And you can't be getting paid from who you were in college still, I don't think, man.
Yeah.
No. And, you know, as much as I hate to say it, Brandon Ayuk did not deserve all that money either. You know him,
and he was dropping easy passes the other day.
And that's not even the first time he's dropped an incredible pass from Brock Purdy in the end zone. You remember Week 15, Purdy's first year, and he was standing right there. No reason to drop the pass. I could see the dive being a little harder, but the first one, Week 15, Seattle.
He will caught that dive the other day. He was right in his hands.
He's been doing this his whole life. And what's funny is that they played the video of him catching the ball between the tree right before that, and then he drops the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because he don't know because he is not no number one receiver.
They're trying to
because if he was, everybody been trying to trade for him. So you see all that stop, the trade talk stop. Nobody gonna waste that much money on him.
Yeah, he's got his talent. He's a great blocker. He's a great route runner. But like, don't inflate it now. That team is stacked. And you're open a lot because CMC's got eyes, Debo's got eyes, and now people are going to be looking at Jennings and Juice too, and there's Kittle. There's just so. Pat, how do you feel about CMC? By the way, I love CMC. All respect to him. He's a great running back, even in college, maybe one of the best running backs. But do the Niners even need him, or do you think pretty much any guy could be in there on that team and have a day like Jordan Mason did last week? Not taking anything away from Jordan, because Jordan is like little Marshawn. So
I like Jordan, but I think they need him though. I think they need him.
Yeah, he comes out of the backfield too. He's a threat out of the backfield for passing.
There ain't too many CMCs around. You know, the CMC TD factory is in play when he's in the game. There's no doubt.
I remember he had that game where he threw one, caught one, and passed one, which is always cool.
Yeah.
Legendary. Pat, one more thing with like the wide receiver thing. There was a point that I made. I called in this radio show a couple of weeks ago, and I made the point that no team that I can remember in NFL history has actually won a Super Bowl by bringing in a wide receiver and paying him a ton of money, because what ends up happening is he ends up eating up that salary cap. I mean, look at your Vikings. I mean, God bless. But Justin Jefferson making all this money, he's taking away from other positions that are going to help you guys maybe win a Super Bowl. Same thing, CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. If Jamar Chase gets his money, what happened in San Fran with Brandon Ayuk? Tyreek Hill with the Dolphins, he may be putting up crazy stats, but where are they going? So to me, it doesn't make sense. I'd rather pay a cornerback or a D lineman.
Yeah. That was the saying Vikings need, because they lost a lot of corners in the offseason, so that's why they didn't sign what's the name, the old school veteran. They didn't sign him. So yeah. So you're kind of right, because we need good pass rushers. We need a good linebacker, and then need a good cornerback. So you already need, one guy in each spot that's great.
I'm no GM, right? But all I have is John Madden football to display my skills, right? But I always go D-line first, and then I go cornerback, and then I go O-line linebacker. And for me, that's how it comes out like that. Like I need the D. I need to know that no matter how, if I only score 10, that my D is going to keep me close.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what I
right.
care about.
I always tell my cornerbacks every time I'm getting tired on field, I go straight to my cornerback. I say, I got 2 more plays. Fuck off this field.
Yeah, let's get off the field.
Yeah, I
Need to get off the field.
Straight to my cornerback. I said, I got 2 plays left now. Let's go to the sideline. Let's get off this field.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired.
that's awesome. Yo, I want to be in that huddle. I hope that in the future they lower a little camera into the huddle, but only the fans of that team can hear what's going on.
Look, man, we talk crazy in our huddle with Jerry Allen and Ray Evans, all our guys, man.
Oh my God, yeah.
We talk crazy.
Well, you weren't there for that 22 sack year. Were you there?
No,
it was 1 year after, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 year after, man.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
you played with some good offenses too, with Dante and Randy out there. I mean, you guys.
Yeah, man, a lot of guys.
You guys
Dante underrated. Dante very underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we get into the Niner Minnesota game, I got to go to some of these quarterbacks. Like I've seen Dante Culpepper, Randall Cunningham, John Elway.
Yeah.
Throw the ball 90 freaking yards. But what I saw Anthony Richardson do last week off his back foot, throwing the ball 70 yards, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, Pat.
I think I got athletic, man. Like if he get the right coaching, the right coach get a hold of him, just use his skills like they supposed to, he'll be a great quarterback.
I think so. And I think they got the right one in Shane Steichen, who came over from Philly a couple of years ago. He knows how to run.
Yeah, it's a shame that last year was ruined for them because I would have liked to see them last year full force, totally healthy.
He the one had Hurts playing good. Hurts playing good in Philly. He the one had Hurts playing good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I'm big on Philly this year, but that's another story. Pat, I know you've been giving us time, and I appreciate it. But we got to talk about this Minnesota 49er game. We got to break it down. Look, your team obviously looked really good, albeit against the New York Giants and Daniel freaking Jones, for God's sake. But
yeah.
Nevertheless, you all won, and you guys look good doing it. And Sam Darnold looked good. And I got to tell you, I like Kevin O'Connell a lot. Seems like a really good players head coach. He knows his offense. And he's taken a lot of things from the Shanahans and the McVays and, learning from those guys. So I like what they can do. I do worry about their defense a little bit, but have we been underselling Minnesota a little bit this year?
I still got Minnesota's going to be second behind they'll be behind the Lions.
Okay.
I still get Lions number 1 because them boys, they're playing good. They got most of their old team back. So I get the Lions, Minnesota, then Green Bay.
Well, listen, if Sam Darnold was good enough backup for the Niners, I think he can do what he has to do in Minnesota. He certainly has the weapons to do it. So
he got 2 receivers, he got a tight end, he got everything he needs.
I mean, Aaron Jones is a vet. Aaron Jones is a vet.
Exactly. So
to me, that's one of the sleeper pickups of the entire year is Aaron Jones going to Minnesota. I mean, Green Bay, Minnesota knew how good he was, from playing against him in Green Bay for the past, 5-6 years. Like, yeah, we need this dude on our team, and he is a difference maker. There's no doubt. So I've always been at heart like kind of a Minnesota fan. I've always felt bad for Tarkenton days going back to the 70s.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, let's go. We could do this one. And then when y'all won 15-1, that year, what was it? I think it was before you got to the team in '99. And they lost to Atlanta in that last second field goal by Morton Anderson.
Yeah,
that was a crazy season for Minnesota. But anyway, getting back to this game, I'm not.
Kevin say he on. He say he on. I don't know. He on. You see Kevin logged in?
No, he's not logged in yet. I haven't seen him. Believe me, I bring his ass right in if he was in here. But I emailed him again just to make sure. I don't know.
He said text him and say he on.
Yeah, I wanted to break this game down with him too. I had a couple of questions for Kev, but that's all right. The man's this thing. It's all good. If he pops in, he pops in. That would be great. But yeah, Kenny, let's go.
He's saying y'all got to add him on. He's saying y'all got to add him on. He said you got to add him on.
You sure you sent him the right link, or is it an old room?
He's saying they got to add me on.
I don't know. I'm looking.
He's saying he backstage.
Hold up. I see him.
Oh,
I see him. We got him.
What's up, man?
Hey, Kevin.
What's up, fella?
Mr. Williams.
Kevin? How y'all doing, man? Sorry about the delay there. I was in a little rainstorm. I was like,
everybody's in a rainstorm today. I'm in South Florida, worried about this Miami game tonight. Where are you all at? You're not still in Minnesota, are you?
Nah, I'm in Arkansas. We're getting a little effects of the hurricane.
Oh yeah.
So we're
That's
raining
right.
all
Oh,
day.
be safe, man. Be safe.
Yeah.
Prayers and blessings there, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I got a couple of friends out there in that part of the country too. They're a little worried right now. So I hear you. Yo, we've been chopping it up with Pat, football. I mean, getting into some funny stuff, talking about old times and all that great stuff, man. But there was things that we wanted to get into with you guys of why, like really made you two such a formidable combination. How did you work together, Kevin? I mean, I've heard from Pat, and he can't say enough about you, man. Again, you guys are brothers. There's no doubt. I know it's not by blood, but it's in real life. How did you guys manage to just take over the defensive line, and in a time and again where there was only a few good, like maybe Warren Sapp and Vince Wilfork, Kalodi Nada, these are some of the good like nose tackles out there, but you two guys in that 4-3 defense were able to shut down runs, have other guys out there to help. But I mean, your defense was phenomenal. So the way that you two worked together and the amount of pictures that were taken of you two guys every damn game because you were dominating so much was amazing. So how do you build that chemistry when he came over there a couple of years later?
I think it worked, man, because we both were competitors. When he first got there, we hit it off right away. I invited him to my wedding. He came down, and we just went from there. On the field, I watched him from afar in Buffalo, and I mean, I think we even scored touchdowns the same day before he came over. And
Wow.
And from the moment he got there, it was always the competition. Who was going to get the most tackles? Who was going to get the most sacks? Who was going? So every Sunday it was we out there. We had a game inside the game, and we were just competitive with it. And
Nice.
and we were just. I mean, we added other guys. Jared came. He got in on it. We were trying to see who's going to outplay the other one. So when all three of us out there trying to outplay each other, then we add in some more guys. I mean, that's the effect we had. I mean, every game is like, and we always use boxing terminology. Sometimes I would 10-8 him, sometimes he would 10-8 me. It's just. Well, I take that back. He probably never 10-8 me, but he probably 10-9. But we just that's how we did it. Mike T, when Mike Tomlin was there, he got in on it too. He's like, oh, he got you this week, Kev, or Pat, he got you this week, and it just kind of took off. I mean, guys fed off of us, and they knew we were gonna be dominating up front. We used to dare people to try to run it, and we came up short that one year when we could have set the all-time defensive rushing yard record.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's saying you guys stuffed it up. And before you go, Kenny, real quick. So there was none of this in the huddle. Like, all right, yo, Pat, you got 2 sacks. Chill out. Let me get one. Or Kevin, all right, you got 3 today. Let me go get one, man. Just relax for a minute.
Nah, usually if it was like that, it'd be like, dang, I'm killing you, dog. It's like we rubbing it in. That's usually, yeah, we rubbing it in usually if we knew one was outplaying the other. So it was all in fun, man. We communicated. It was kind of a, I don't know, unspoken communication, man. And if the game was going, hey, let's pick it up, let's turn it up, So I mean, we just kind of fed off each other, and everybody else fed off of us. So it was fun times.
Love it. Love it. Go ahead, Kenny. I love it.
Well, that you mentioned the first game that you guys played. You also had an interception or a turnover because that's the game where Pat got the AJ Feely and pick 6, right? Is that the game you're talking about?
Yeah.
Pat you also had a turnover in that?
Yeah, I think I had like a scoop and score or interception.
Wow. Right off the bat, day one, you set the precedent right away. You let everyone know what's going on. And that's so cool. If you can have fun while you're competing, that brings it to another level, right? Because I feel like when I'm just competing, I'm mad. But if I'm having fun and competing, you're probably going to get my best because I'm more comfortable. I'm feeling that competition, but I'm not. The anger isn't taking over me. So that's nice.
That's it. We really truly had a competition inside of the actual game going on. So it was actually fun.
That's very cool. One more quick question about you guys played with Fred Smoot at the same time, right? We got a guy on our team right now, Diamador Lenore, who I always compared to Fred Smoot. Do you feel like those guys have any similarities? Are you familiar with both of them a lot or a little?
I'm not familiar with him, but
Diamador is like
Diamador
5'8".
Wow, as Fred was, I tell you that.
Yeah, Fred was one of my favorite players.
Yeah, I played against Fred in high school. Man, Fred knows each other in high school.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Seriously?
we played against in high school. Yeah. He's from Jackson, Mississippi, so we played schools in Mississippi.
Oh my God! I didn't even know that. That's incredible.
Yeah, so I played against schools in high school.
How do you guys feel about these the salaries right now? Now that Kevin's here, with guys that are fighting like they're getting 35, but they want 37, and they won't take less.
Hey,
we talk about it all the time. I say, I'm still playing this era, and we'll get 100-something.
I know it. The scrubs is getting what we got paid back then.
I heard Fred Taylor was doing an interview. I don't know if it was on the Pivot with BA, but somebody was interviewing BA and Jaden Daniels at the same time. I thought it was Fred Taylor, and he said what he got as a signing bonus. I'm not going to say it out loud, but it's crazy to think what he got as a signing bonus and what people get today, and they're complaining. So that, and I know people want to get what they want to get, which brings me to my next question, which I hope doesn't take too long. Would you like to see the NFL have a health plan for you guys? If you play, you get taken care of forever. Maybe they should have hospitals. They should have doctors that you guys should always be taken care of, like a veteran should be always taken care of. How do you feel about that?
They got something going on now, so they got the trucks going on and stuff, and we can call them and get help. So they got a lot of stuff for us right now. So
okay, good. That's good to know.
They slowly making things available for us for the long haul, and being able to help us with different type of benefits, down the line.
You think they truly want to help you guys, or are they being forced to help you guys?
Both.
Yeah, I think it's both. I mean,
some won't help us, and then some they being forced to do.
It almost seems forced, guys, because for the longest time, I remember the NFLPA, this was their biggest thing, health insurance for life. And how could they not give you guys that who literally put your lives on the line every single day? God forbid anything can happen. We've seen what happened to Hamlin. We've seen what happened to, oh my God, Corey
Hamlin. Or Hamlin. One little injury take you out forever. What are you going to do? I always think of Boobie Miles, which is a shame because I just heard of him getting arrested. But Boobie Miles, I always remember that scene in Friday Night Lights where he's like, "Yo, this is what I do. I don't know what else to do. I don't do anything else. I can't do anything else. What the hell am I going to do?" And this is a boy with tons of talent. Like he could have made a ton of money and has no guarantees and isn't helped, and that's a shame.
Yeah, it's a lot of those situations where guys only know football and not able to adapt and do anything else.
And he was just in high school. He didn't even get to the college level yet. So do you feel like even in college these kids should be protected? I mean, the college makes a ton of money off of these kids.
Yeah, I was getting paid back in the day. We weren't getting paid. We was getting paid on the table and it was getting in trouble then.
Yeah, you would get in trouble for boosters.
Yeah, I don't really agree with the NIL stuff. I agree with, but all those team funds and all this stuff they paying these kids now, it's making it tough for these kids that they don't want to work anymore. And I still talk with some former coaches of mine, and they talk about how hard it is to coach these kids now because they're so entitled and they have the nerve to be like, we need a mental health day and things like that. Like, come on, man. You playing football. You playing the toughest sports it is.
Look, it's tough for Jason and I to talk about it because we're not players, so we want to toe that line very carefully. But yeah, I love football. I love that it's rough and violent, but keep it safe as much as you can. But I think the players know what they're doing. But if you're gonna make all that money off of them, invest in them forever.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm all for people having their mental health together, but I'm like some of this stuff is people just using it as an excuse, to get out of practice or not have to perform or they can't handle the expectations. I mean, you got to understand with more money comes more expectations. These guys want all this money, but they can't handle it when teams want to ship them out or cut them or even a coach yelling at them. I'm like, we paying you millions of dollars, man. You got to go out here and perform.
I know that whole tour thing with Brian Flores was a little bit different, but I mean, that's just an example of listen, you got to be able to take some sort of discipline. And I mean, I know Brian Flores came down on him a little bit hard, you're not such a great player there too, or you don't belong, but you're a man, you got to build up this character. And maybe in some way it actually did help him because he left, McDaniels comes in, he kind of finds himself. But again, these players are soft, and I agree with you. And I don't mean to make it in a broad brush. It's not like that. Not every player is like that. But Pat was alluding to it before, Kevin, about how you guys you maybe had 2 weeks off a year. I mean, for the whole damn year, but otherwise it's 365, 24/7. You guys are going at it 2 days in practice. You got to make sure in the off season your weight is right, you're eating right, getting prepared. Then you got your 4 or 5 preseason games to go. It is not like the way it used to be. And again, you guys didn't play that long ago. It really wasn't that you guys played in the 2000s, man.
Right, you weren't playing in the 50s. It just happened.
I think there's so many more injuries now because guys not ready to play when
See, I told you, see.
And then head coaches won't even play their starters. So
look, starters don't even play. Then they get the first week of it. Take them. Watch, we're gonna see different football after the first 4 weeks of the season because quarterbacks timing, all this stuff got to get together with their receivers, their line. All this stuff ain't in. They're not in tune yet. They hadn't really played. They went short training camp. I mean, we used to feel like training camp was a month, and we did 2 a day.
I bet you felt it. You felt it. Now today, these kids don't even show up.
We had to go 3 a days back when we started. So it's like, what are you talking about here? These guys go 1 day. You got to go every other day pads. You can't go consecutive pad days. I mean,
they got their shirts all rolled up to their chest over here. Like, I was going on around.
Hey, Darwin. The first year. His first year, he was paying him in practice. That dude's out of control.
Who was that?
Like Coach
yeah.
Man, that dude's out of control.
It's tough getting kids to come into training camp now if they have any talent at all because they don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
And the starters aren't going to play anyway. I just don't get it. How do you go from barely any training camp to day one in the NFL?
That's why you see defenses got the upper hand in the first few weeks. There's no doubt about it because the offenses ain't clicking like that. The defenses got they got their base packages, and of course, your blitz, your stunts, whatever you got going on over there, your robbers, whatever defense you want to call out. You all know what you're doing. You are set. You are ready to go. These offenses, like you say, they got no time to practice together. So it's almost like the first week, 2, 3, or 4 even going up there. Like you said, Kevin, we're not going to see such great football until then, especially with these quarterbacks and rookie quarterbacks like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, just coming in and playing out of nowhere.
Yeah,
the Bears messed that up. Bears should have kept the other quarterback. Caleb Williams,
Justin Fields?
Yeah, he should have kept Fields because Caleb Williams, he went all in college to me. He ain't all that.
Use all that. Use that capital. Trade up. Get more picks and support him. Build up around Justin Fields.
I said y'all don't waste money and a pick on him because they should let him stay where he at because he ain't all that.
Caleb didn't look great.
He ain't look good. The game was too fast for him.
It was moving fast.
He
was throwing the ball 100 miles an hour. The wide receivers couldn't catch the ball. He was throwing it too hard. He was he's doing the rookie mistakes. I mean,
if they special team and a defense ain't scored, they lost.
Yeah. He doesn't have that touch yet. Jaden looked real good, but I mean, that's the rushing upside. I mean, he ran for 100 yards. So that's going to be helpful for him. Caleb don't run like that. So.
No. He looks like he can play the part. There's no doubt. He looked in preseason. Preseason. Give the kid some time. I think he'll be all right. But again, let's not judge people off the first week, 2 or 3 of the season, especially when they got in there. It doesn't work that way. And getting to the game now that we want to talk about, Minnesota versus San Fran. See, I got my jersey back here. Kevin, what's up? I got.
That's the way you played.
I didn't get all 49 decked out for this one, but we are ready to go. 2-1-0 teams, guys. We are ready to play. It's coming up this Sunday. I wish it was Monday Night Football, but I remember what happened last year on Monday Night Football when y'all surprised a sneak attack our ass and won. What the hell happened there?
Yeah.
It'll be the same results.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Well, they sure have I'm sure you all know we haven't won in Minnesota since 1992.
Exactly.
That's a long-ass time.
That's crazy.
That is a long time. There's no excuse for that at all. That's a straight curse.
We were talking with Pat before about Aaron Jones is now on the team, big part. Of course, you got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson will come back at some point. I mean, they got a lot of players. The defense, I'm not as sure about, but everything that you saw out of week 1, despite playing the Giants, I know I'm not going to get on it, but are you liking what you're seeing so far, especially with Kevin O'Connell at the helm?
The jury's still out for me. That was a New York team. That was a bad New York team, and I'm just interested to see. the kid in me likes the 49ers, but the loyalty in me, I'll take the Vikings because hey, that's where I was raised. Pretty much raised that. But I think it's going to be a good test for them. They're going to play a good 49ers defense, and I think it's going to be night and day different than the Giants game that they just played. You're going to play a lot more disciplined team, a lot more seasoned team, and it's just going to be interesting to see if we can bottle that up and play that same way. I think our corners locked down the Giants receivers, but I mean Daniel Jones didn't help him out any. I mean he didn't play the best, so I think it's truly going to be a good test. And like you said, hopefully they've shocked the 49ers the last few years at home, so hopefully they'll be able to do it again.
Yeah, Daniel Jones' best pass of the night was to Andrew Van Ginkel when he threw it pick six. That was strong, man. Damn. And he's a damn good player. You guys are lucky to have that guy. He is a baller, that guy, Andrew Van Ginkel.
Jones stole money too. He just stole that money too. He ain't worth nothing.
How do you keep Daniel Jones and let Barkley go? I don't understand that.
Exactly.
I was trying to explain it to my son today. I was like, I just don't understand how you let Saquon walk out the door. And
they must have had something going on in-house that they weren't getting along.
They paid Jones off that 1 year. I mean, other than that, he's been hurt and inconsistent.
Even that 1 year, I mean.
15 touchdowns he threw. It's not even won a game, and they paid him $40 million. I mean, it makes me want to throw up all over myself. I can't.
And they had options. There were other quarterbacks out there to go get.
Yeah.
Pat, Brock Purdy's coming up. Should we pay Brock Purdy or should we go back to the draft? Because I really don't even know. I swear, I have no idea.
Back to the draft. We got to prove something.
Hey man, he's been in 2 NFC championships, man.
So I don't know.
He been in 2 NFC championships, man. You got to pay him.
Yeah, and he only didn't. Well, for all we know, he didn't win because he got his arm ripped off. He may have got on to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think Coach Shanahan really cost him those 2 games. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's his deal. I mean, he does a great job all season playoffs, and I don't know. He gets in those tight games and seems like I don't know.
We've been going a little bargain bin with our O-line. Our O-line's we do a little patchwork O-line. He doesn't like to invest too much in the O-line. And the offensive line coach, Forrester, he also agrees. He's like, they don't want to spend an early pick on a guy who barely doesn't touch the ball. That's their philosophy.
Yeah.
So I think they got very lucky getting Dominic Cooney as late as they did because in my draft board, he was like 2 or 3 or 4 more linemen left before there were none, in my opinion, that were that great. And that was one of the last people they picked. They really pushed the envelope to the end. So and look what happened is the last 2 years, Purdy got injured, and we had a problem with the O-line, and then Chris Jones breaks through the line. And the last 2 Super Bowls we lost because of our O-line. I mean, it's something that you can make an argument for that.
Yeah.
Let's see if it changes this year. We do have a question from Darwin's Raven in the audience over here. Do you think that Burrow's wrist is healthy? Is it a problem to going forward? I was listening on the radio this morning, guys, and some people are writing off Cincinnati already because of this. And Joe, to me, I'm like, look, if the man is healthy, he's only 27 years old. He should be able to play well. They've gone to a Super Bowl. They went deep into playoffs another year. But is this wrist injury, from your guys' experience and knowing other quarterbacks, do you think this may affect him going forward, not just this year, but in the future?
I think he'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Probably third game, 4th game. Like he ain't play all something. He ain't play all preseason. So he's still getting inside the groove right now.
Yeah.
I think it's another issue where, like you said, he didn't play. So I think it's probably healthy as far as, the doctor's saying it's healthy, but mentally, nothing's like reps. Nothing can simulate game reps like game reps. You know what I'm saying? Throw passes all day and practice and things like that, but you got a defensive end, all-pro defensive end coming breathing on you. You got to make quick decisions and he probably just got to get back comfortable with the feeling and just making sure it's strong enough.
Yeah, the defense wasn't there when he was flinging balls through tires, right? It's not the same.
Yeah, you saw on the clips he was flexing it a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to keep it loose and not let it tighten up on him.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to game time over here. So I want to pick a few games with you guys. You guys got a few minutes to hang around and pick some games for week 2?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, let's do it. So starting with tonight's game, and I'm keeping a record over here. All right, so me and Kenny go at it every week. We both went 11-5. So started off okay, but I'm keeping your guys' record for this one. You got nothing to say about it. It's happening. So let's do it. First game. Let's go, Pat. Buffalo, Miami. You kind of hinted at it already. Miami is at home. They're favored 2.5. We don't care about that. We went over that. 2 is not so great against Buffalo, but Josh Allen's got his
Buffalo by 7.
Buffalo by 7. All right, by a touchdown. I kind of like that. I got Buffalo in the over, so I think that's good. Kevin, what do you think?
I'm taking Miami. I think Buffalo has lost too many pieces on defense.
They have.
Arizona was giving them all they could handle last week, and they just got hot and closed the game out. I think Miami will be a tougher test, and I think Miami will cover.
Very good call. You're absolutely right about what happened last week. Buffalo did not look good, and you know what? Miami didn't look so hot either, but their defense looked good, and the offense came back in the second half, and they did their thing. Kenny, what do you think about tonight?
I think I'm going to go with the usual thing that happens when the Buffalo is struggling against a team is that Josh Allen's going to try and do too much, and he might throw an interception or have himself a little fumble, which is something that he does sometimes.
Yes.
And since Devon A-Chain is playing, with A-Chain in there, I got to go Miami at home. Miami by 7.
Miami by 7. All right. Look, I'm agreeing with Pat on this one. I'm going Buffalo by 4 to 7 points, but as long as it goes over and they cover, I'm happy with it. Miami, like I said, 2.5-point favorite. Darwin's Ravens saying Greg Rousseau is Buffalo defender to watch. Him and Von Miller, yes, you need to watch out.
Drafted him last year or the year before that. He was really good.
He's a hell of a player. Watch out for number 15. I think that's what number he wears. All right, we got Vegas playing Baltimore. Baltimore looking to redeem themselves. Pat, I know you like Baltimore this year. Derrick Henry, is he going to get his game back in this one against Vegas at home?
Yeah, they need the game back because Vegas don't have no quarterback. I don't think they don't have it. Vegas will have a bad year this year, so I'm going Baltimore. Baltimore by 14.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Baltimore. I think they're going to cover. I think it's going to be a pretty easy game for them, and I think Derrick Henry does go for over 100 this game. What do you think, Kevin?
I'm taking Baltimore. I just don't know. I'm rooting for Pierce out there in Vegas, but I just like you said, he doesn't have the proven quarterback. Who's the quarterback? Minshew?
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell, one or the other.
Okay,
really?
one of them. So I mean, they lost their starting running back. I don't know. It's just gonna be I think it's gonna be a tough season for Vegas. I mean, I think Pierce is good for the job, but I just think with no proven quarterback play, it's gonna be tough. And I don't know. The Ravens looked good the other night versus the Chiefs. So.
Yeah, they did. The Ravens did look good. It came down to Isaiah Likely a toe. They win that game, or at least put it into overtime. So you never know, no doubt. Kenny, what do you think? Who wins this game? Is it a foursome on Baltimore?
I think it's going to be not the Raiders. I agree. I like what Pierce is doing. I don't think he has any fear of losing his job, no matter what his record is this year. Max Crosby, I love over there. Devontae, got to give him his love. But it's going to be too much for them. Baltimore is going to be ready to win today or on Sunday.
On Sunday, yes, I'm sure they will. I don't see him going 0-2. Next game, we got the Chargers playing the Panthers. A high school team, I guess, in Carolina. I hate to say it. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but it is ugly as hell. And Harbaugh keeps proving that he's a winner, Kenny. Doing it again with the running game. So even with the banged up Justin Herbert, what do you think about this game in Carolina?
Me?
Kevin or Kenny? Oh, Kenny. I like the Chargers. I actually just picked up their defense on fantasy. I know nobody wants to hear about fantasy, but I picked them up. I don't know. I'm going to go a little risk with them, but I like Harbaugh. I know he loves his defense. He's improving the defense, and they're going to run it with Roman. We know that 256 times. So,
yep, probably, yeah. Him and Gus Edwards, they're going to run the ball quite a lot. Kevin, what do you think about this game? Chargers in Carolina.
I got the Chargers as well. I like Harbaugh. I think he's the quarterback whisperer. He gonna help Herbert eliminate some of the turnovers, and take care of the ball, and plus he's gonna lean on the run game, not make the game too difficult. Run the game, play good defense, and plus Carolina's they just I don't think they have enough right now. I mean,
Struggling.
the New Orleans just
Yeah.
massacred them last week, so
Oof.
I don't know if they could bounce back that quickly and play a physical team and style like San Diego is probably going to play this season.
I bet you they're wishing they drafted C.J. Stroud right now. My goodness.
Oh, wow.
Pat, what do you think? Chargers or Panthers?
I got the Chargers about 17 because I think Harbaugh, had that balanced attack, and I played against him, so played against him when he was in the pros. My son, Dad, you played against him? I said, yeah, I played against him when he was in the pros. Dad, when he was the coach quarterback. So I think he had a balance. He had a balanced attack.
Yeah, I think Chargers are going to win by like 50 or something like that. So I'm with you. We got Chargers all the way around on this one. So New Orleans looked really good last week against the Panthers, but now they go to Dallas, who beat up on Cleveland. Guys, I don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I have absolutely no idea. But the Cowboys did look sharp, Kevin.
Yeah. What's that you cut out on me for a second?
Who do you think? You got New Orleans going to Dallas, and the Cowboys. Both teams look good, but the Cowboys at home, I'm thinking they're a little bit better. What do you think?
As much as I hate to say this, I got the Cowboys here in Arkansas. You would understand because everybody around here pulls for the Cowboys. So they don't think the Cowboys do anything wrong, but I think the Cowboys will take this one this week. New Orleans, I don't think they'll look as good as they did last week. I think it'll be a better defense they're facing and a better offense as well. So I take the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're playing a pro team this time in Dallas. I'm going Dallas also with this one, Pat. What do you got?
I don't like neither one of them, so I'm just going to say a tie. They Saints fans here and Dallas Cowboys fans. I don't like neither one of them, so I'm just saying a tie game.
That's an answer.
That would be the call of the century. I'm putting it down. Actually, that would be the call. Kevin,
I like when people say tie. I like that.
Kenny, what do you got to close it out?
Well, unlike you last week, I picked Dallas, so I'm gonna stick with Dallas. I think Dallas and Philly are real good teams, man. Even as a Niner fan, I'm not allowed to pick them, but I will.
Yeah, it's sacrilegious, but we have to go with we're objective over here in the show. At least we try to be.
And I would say it's a high-scoring game.
Could be. I don't know how much scoring Dallas. New Orleans is going to do. I'm going to be honest with you. Derek Carr, don't impress me. Chris Olave, I like him. Alvin Kamara could do his thing, but Dennis Allen, I'm not big on him as a head coach. And that defense is old as hell, man. So
they are old, but they got experience.
Yeah, they got plenty of experience. Yeah, they got that. Oh, man. Pat, why don't you start us off with this one? We got Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield all of a sudden looking like the number one pick going to Detroit. So a big, tough matchup. And Jared Goff, by the way, plays really, really well against Tampa Bay. So for whatever that's worth, who do you got, Tampa or Detroit?
I love my boy Dan Campbell. Because, man, Dan Campbell, old teammate, so I'm going with Detroit all the way by 14.
I love the loyalty right there. Beautiful thing. Kevin, what do you got? Your old division rival over here.
Like you said, I think Baker's playing well, he played well last week, and I think he did his job last season as well. But I'm gonna take the Lions in this game. I just think the Lions believe in what Dan Campbell's selling, and they got it rolling right now. I mean, they believe in Goff. They got the receivers. They got the running game by committee. I mean, they getting better in that secondary by the pickups they made. So I think the Lions going to take it.
Well, I can't even say another word. You took all the words right out of my mouth right there, my friend. I am going with Detroit as well for every reason you just said. Kenny, what do you got?
Man, those are all great reasons. But it's the beginning of the season, and Baker's rolling real good, and Evans and Godwin, and they've been playing for a while. He earned his contract. I'm gonna go with Tampa.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa.
Well, we got our first loss, fellas. There we go. Here's our first loss.
It's my upset of the week. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but I'm feeling Baker right now. Like you said, he's playing like the first round pick that he was supposed to be. And then Cleveland has to be kicking themselves real hard right now.
It's amazing what happens when you have good weapons around you, isn't it? Unbelievable things.
Well, Cleveland Baker probably not. They
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's my thing. I'm still not sold on Baker Mayfield. I'm happy he's finally playing better, but I'm still not.
You think
sold.
he's just happier in Tampa because of the weather and the chill vibes over there compared to?
I ain't sold on him either. I ain't sold.
Man,
No.
believe it or not, the culture and the team. I mean, Cleveland's just they never been known for winning games. So I mean,
That's
you know,
true.
to go into work every day with that much pressure on your shoulders, I mean, that's tough. And probably to go to Tampa where those guys are accustomed to winning and have a
Yeah, they
win
are.
culture and winning attitude. I mean, it makes a big difference going to work, man.
And we just talked about the player coach. Dan Campbell's a player coach, and he brought in all those coaches that were ex-players, and it's working.
Exactly.
It's
All this
working.
Aaron Glenn and
Yeah.
he player coach.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
Evans
guys
is a real
love him.
deal, man.
You got a
Mr.
coach
Prime
like that,
Time
man.
chiming in.
It could be a slobber knocker game. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. Look, I like Rashad White a lot. I'm a big fan of his. I think that kid can really play from. I mean, he can catch the ball, he can run the ball. So I'm a fan of his. And look, I think it'll be a close game, but I still like Detroit in this one. I'm going with Detroit. All right, let's move it along because game time is coming up, baby. We got Indy and AR5, not AR15 anymore, going up against Green Bay with Malik Willis. Damn, that sucks because Jordan Love was looking really good, even though they lost against Philly. I don't know. Playoff hopes may be dead already. I'm going with Indy in this one. I think they win pretty comfortably, Pat.
I'm going with Green Bay.
All right.
I think they have a bounce back game from that Philly game. They had opportunity down there too, but they just throw it away. But so I'm going to roll with Jordan Love.
You do know Jordan Love ain't playing, right?
Love ain't playing?
No, he out for like 5 weeks.
Oh, he saw he got sprained knee. I got
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, man. Yeah, you
Yeah. This was a harder game to pick.
Hey, I'm about to drop all their receivers on fantasy.
Right?
Yeah, Jacobs is the only guy now with value, right? He's going to get the ball every time.
Yeah,
Malik Willis is going to have to cut that field in half, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Indy all the way. I think Green Bay is going to suffer with Love being out.
Maybe Malik can turn into Josh Dobbs a little bit and make something happen.
Yeah.
The Pastronaut.
We'll see. Look,
The record show, hey. What he did previously, hey. We gotta get some tape on it.
He got paid already.
That bag is heavy. It affects your play.
The reason why he got traded so quick.
You got to carry it everywhere and pull it and drag it along.
Yeah.
Kenny, you going to go crazy and take Green Bay at home, or are you going to go with us with Indy?
No, I wouldn't even take in Green Bay had they had Jordan Love because you know how I feel about Indianapolis this year. I think they're going to be in second place, and I like the team. If they stay healthy, they're going to be real nasty. So I'm going with Indy. Indy by like 10 points.
Yeah. I think I might bet them this week. They're only favored 3 on the road against Malik Willis, who, geez, I don't know. He's going to have to run the ball a lot. Anyway, all right, Cleveland, Jacksonville. Maybe not the most exciting game, but Kevin, I don't trust Deshaun Watson at all right now. Myles Garrett has got a foot injury in this one. I'm worried about Cleveland here. I think I'm going to have to take Jacksonville at home, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got Jacksonville. I thought they played a great game against Miami Sunday until that fumble, right? That fumble would have put them up 17. Instead, it changes the momentum, and Miami comes back and wins. So I think they'll bounce back and they'll get Cleveland. I don't know where Deshaun Watson is at. So, I mean,
still on the table.
It's just I don't think we ever seen anything like this before. A guy that did so well in Houston and then goes here and he's thinking it up. I mean,
both Trey Lance and Deshaun Watson, they have kind of like they're kind of connected for me now forever. Because I feel like the Niners were putting that package together to get Deshaun Watson and wound up just throwing it at Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And making Houston an incredible team today.
I know. It's like Minnesota did for the Cowboys back in.
Yeah. And the Niners did it too. We gave the Cowboys a piece.
We wouldn't have
fourth round
dynasty if Minnesota didn't trade them all those picks.
Oh my goodness. Yep. Jimmy Johnson born. There you go. That's how it all started. All right, let's pick it. Kenny, we still got you. You got Jacksonville, you got Cleveland in this one.
I'm going to take Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville. They got a lot of weapons, and even though the Prince has a lot of turnovers, I'm going to have to go with them.
And the Prince. Sunshine. Pat, do you think Sunshine gets it done this week, or Deshaun Watson has a revelation from 4 years ago?
No, I'm going Jacksonville too. Like Kevin said, it's just something about Cleveland. It's just something about playing down there. So I'm going Jacksonville too.
Yeah,
Chubb's still hurt.
Cannot figure it out. Terrible. All right, Seattle, New England. I got to tell you, this Christian Gonzalez is freaking legit. He shut down Jamar Chase last week. I think he may do the same thing to DK Metcalf this week. Am I crazy in thinking New England can go 2-0 right now, Kenny?
I don't think you're crazy. I also like their D a little bit. It's sneaky good. And
can
Christian
run.
Gonzalez is somebody we wanted to get in the trade when the BS was going on and we thought he was leaving. We wanted Christian Gonzalez. He is the real deal Holyfield. So I'm with you. I'm gonna go New England.
Yeah, you better think on that one, huh?
You gotta think a little bit. This could be a closer game than many think, Pat. I don't know. Where are you going with this one? Seattle or New England?
I'm going Geno Smith on this one. Him and Metcalf.
All right. DK Metcalf, a little revelation. Get Jackson Smith and Jigba. No Kenneth Walker this week, but Zach Charbonnet is a very good running back. So,
hey, two words: Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a hell of a first name he's got there too. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Kevin, what do you think? Let's split the difference on this one.
Man, this is a toss-up. This is tough, but I think I'm going New England. I picked them to lose last week, and they busted one of my loser boards up.
Me too.
I'm like, man, what is going on? I had no way Cincinnati would lay an egg, but that defense.
Let's hear it for Gerard Mayo, baby.
Hey, that defense showed up. The run game did pretty well, and you got to give Jacoby Brissett his props. He didn't really turn it over. He didn't turn it over. So.
They almost scored another touchdown too. I mean, very close.
Look, they play old school football and they won. And that look, to me, that still wins every damn time. You play defense and you
run the damn ball. Yeah. Run the damn ball.
And
now, who's going to do that between the Jets and the Titans this week? Can Breece Hall get back on track over here? Because it did not happen against the 49ers. But the Jets are on the road in what feels like a must-win game already for them, Kenny, against Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, they have to win this game. And as much as I like Tennessee, Will Levis hasn't been consistent for me, even though I like the running game and I like the wide receivers and I like the team in general. I can't do it.
No, I can't do it either. I mean, I like that pass rush, but I think the Jets' offensive line, as they're healthy right now, could probably handle it. I don't know, Pat. Are we wrong? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm wrong with Jets. I'm going with Jets.
Jets. You see Aaron Rodgers do his thing. What about you, Kevin? What do you think?
Jets.
They'll be wanting to win.
I don't think Tennessee's defense will kind of slow them down like the Niners did last week.
No, I think the Jets maybe get back on track over here. All right, we got a few more games to go to. We have an NFC East battle. I put that in quotation marks because I don't really think it is. Giants and Washington. I think the quarterbacks may be the leading rushers in this game right now. So, Kevin, where are you going? Giants at Washington.
I didn't like anything I saw with the Giants last week, and I mean it's tough to pick those guys. I'm gonna go since Dan Quinn coached me in Seattle. I'm gonna go at Washington.
Oh, excellent.
I like the link. I'm going to go with Washington, too. Keep it short and sweet. Giants suck. Washington is going to get better as the season goes on. Pat, do you agree or disagree?
I like the Washington.
Going with Washington. All right. Is it a foursome over here, Kenny? Tell me.
Yeah, it might be the lockdown of the week because
maybe the eliminator pick. Freaking Giants suck.
Giants are just not there, man. I don't know what's going on with them. They have weapons. They just don't know how to use them.
Yeah, half of my friends are Giants fans. They are all in therapy right now. Every one of them is depressed. They are in therapy. They just can't take it. God help them. All right.
I like Jaden too.
NFC West battle. Let's do it. LA Rams versus Arizona Cardinals. Both 0-1. Can Kyler Murray put a full game together? Pat, what do you think?
I'm going Arizona. I like Arizona.
Okay. All right. I'm not surprised by that at all because – again, Kyler Murray is still a baller. Let's get Marvin Harrison involved in this game. They can win. Right now, LA is no Puka Nacua, so they got to rely on some of the young guys over here. I don't know, Kevin. This one's kind of a toss-up. Arizona and LA. The game's in Arizona.
I'm gonna take LA.
All right.
I think they'll bounce back from the loss last week.
Yeah, I think they're going to run Kyron Williams a lot, and I know that's music to Kenny's ears as he's got him on his fantasy team. So I'm going to take the Rams also. Kenny, what are you doing?
I'm taking the Rams, even though I want them to lose. I just don't think that. I don't think the Cardinals. Though I think the Cardinals in like 6 games will be a little more dangerous. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. It's too much offense.
Once Marvin Harrison starts, and you know what, James Conner is one of the most underrated backs in the entire league. This guy still does it, and we forget that he was in Pittsburgh rocking it out for a minute and then gone. But yeah, he's doing it in Arizona, so not bad.
Speaking, I like Trey Benson too. And he's just sitting there, just waiting.
He could play. Speaking of Pittsburgh, they won last week by not scoring a touchdown. Amazing. And they play Denver this week, so it's in Mile High. The Steelers D looks good. Justin Fields still quarterback in this team. Are they going to score a touchdown this week, Kenny? Are they going to beat Denver in Mile High?
Pittsburgh is my AFC team. That's just the team I've always liked in the AFC, and I want them to win, but I also think they're going to have their first losing season, and it's not a popular opinion.
No, not really.
I don't think
one of those.
I don't think they're going to win. No, sorry.
All right, so going with Denver at home. Okay.
I picked Denver last week too, and it was close.
It was a close game.
It was close.
Only 6 points, and the freaking Vegas had it right because it was right on 6.
I know it's wild. I'm going Denver again. Bo Nix is going to snap at him. You see him at the end there? Come on.
Yeah, you see, I'm not impressed with Pittsburgh right now. I think Denver somehow pulls it out with better coaching with Sean Payton.
I mean, I'm impressed with the Pittsburgh's defense more than right now than the offense.
I mean, I think Mike Tomlin overall is a better coach than Sean Payton. Sean Payton's offense, though, is just the difference maker in this game.
That's a close one.
What do you think?
I'm going Pittsburgh. I don't like Sean Payton.
I don't like Sean Payton either.
I'm going my team. That's my guys.
Tomlin is. I would take Tomlin on the Niners, if anything.
I would be fine with that.
I would be fine with that.
If you don't like Mike Tomlin, there's something wrong with you. Let's just put it that way. Mike Tomlin is the man. So, Kevin, you going with your former coach?
Absolutely. I got Pittsburgh. I don't think they'll maybe sack Bo Nix like they did Kirk Cousins, because Nix will move around a little bit. I think they knew Cousins was going to be there. He couldn't move, so they just teed off. So
yeah,
I think it'll be a closer game, but I think Pittsburgh will win.
I think it'll be
with Watt. It's always dangerous, man.
Yeah. No, but last week they knew Cousins couldn't move. I mean,
statue behind
the and then they put him in gun. So it's like,
right. I mean, try to give him a few extra seconds.
I know they didn't even try to put him on the center or anything. So they knew he was going to be there. He could just tee off.
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked a little bit about Burrow before. They're going to play Kansas City now. They can go 0-2 Cincinnati very easily because Kansas City, Pat, we talked about them last year. Who the hell is going to beat them? We just don't. I mean, damn. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the freaking league. I'm going Kansas City. I'm not even thinking about it for a second. Cincinnati's just not there yet, Kenny.
As much as I hated Kansas City, yeah.
Yep. Pat, what about you?
Kansas City.
Kansas. I think we're going all around over here, right, Kev?
Yeah, KC.
All the way. So let's get to our Sunday night matchup. All right, Sunday night. So Houston, man, they look good this year. C.J. Stroud, maybe a top 5 quarterback already, hosting the Bears, who haven't looked good but somehow beat Tennessee last week. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened with 93 yards passing. But I don't think the Bears are ready for this. I think Houston is going to – honestly, I think they're going to kick the shit out of them. I think they're going to crush them, Kevin. So I'm going Houston big time.
Yeah, Houston. We don't have to explain that one. I don't.
Yeah,
Houston all the way.
Yep.
How are you going to give Joe Mixon to C.J. Stroud? I don't know what the hell anybody was thinking. The league should have stepped in and vetoed it.
Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz. It doesn't stop. And then Daniil Hunter.
Tank Dell.
Come on.
Hey, my boy, Cook just scored too. Hey, Cook just scored too.
Yeah.
And Daniil Hunter. What the hell?
Exactly.
How do you let all these people go over there?
Hey, no, I'm about the Bills up.
You talking about the Bills?
The Bills. Like, Cook just scored on running play. Around the corner.
You see, that's the thing. We got to get to this game because I got Cook in the over and 84 total yards too. All right, 2 more games. Here we go. Atlanta, Philly, Monday night. Kirk Cousins, not the savior. Ha ha! What a freaking joke. Give me Philly all the way, Kevin.
Oh, Philly all the way.
Yeah, Philly.
Well, I said last
Too many
week.
weapons at Philly.
Too many.
I said Atlanta should have traded or not even went for Kirk Cousins and just rolled with the rookie. So Philly all the way.
Philly all the way. All right. And the last game that we are going to talk about and break down quick, and then it is game time for all of us, is the game that we have all been waiting for. Obviously, it is Minnesota and the San Francisco 49ers. Mr. Primetime, I am not ignoring you. Maria Taylor, you know I love her. It's been an ongoing thing about me and Maria Taylor. I just think that she is absolutely gorgeous. Mr. Primetime remembers that. It's unbelievable. All right, so we got the 49ers in Minnesota where they cannot win, as Kenny pointed out before. But to me, they have the better team. Even if McCaffrey doesn't play, the play action, the motion, all that sort of stuff, I think is going to be a little bit too much for the defense of Minnesota to handle. So, Pat, I got to go with my 49ers on this one.
Well, I'm going Vikings about 3.
Oof, man, you keep him with it. You are one loyal man, my friend. I got to tell you, he is loyal. Kevin, are you as loyal right now?
Like I said, yeah, I'm gonna pick the Vikings.
Right.
My heart's saying the Vikings, but my head is saying 49ers. but
Heart in the head, they work together.
I think it's gonna be a test. I think it's gonna be a tough test.
Oh, yeah.
Vikings will squeak it out.
24-10 over here. San Fran wins. And Kenny, close it out. What do you got? Give me a score.
I'm going to say 34-17, 49ers finally break the curse. Brock Purdy, 2 interceptions, though. Just to throw that in there. See what? Going to give the D a little help.
We got to win that time of possession. We did it against the Jets last week, so that's, again, key to the game. And like I always say, Pat and Kevin, the game is won and lost at the line of scrimmage. Anybody who doesn't know that doesn't know football. I'm sorry. That's why it's about the offensive and defensive line. Number one, it's in the trenches. I mean, look, the only person that we know is touching the ball on every single play is the center. Not even the quarterback. It's the center. He's touching the ball every damn play. So let's keep it real. It's about the linemen, and we have 2 great ones here. God bless you guys, Kevin and Pat. Can't thank you enough, man.
I appreciate it.
Awesome, guys.
Hopefully we can do this again. Let's go watch a football game, baby. Thursday night action.
Yeah, let's do it.
Guys, thanks so much.
See you guys.
It's been a blast.
All right, later.
Peace.
Power 32. We'll see you next time, baby.
Okay.